Yo, 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 what's good? Welcome back to episode 19 of the Water and Time
19?
podcast. 19, baby.
19? It's
I'm your
crazy.
host for this week, Alan, joined by the not so crazy, or sometimes crazy, Mr. Will himself.
Sometimes. How's it going?
I'm doing pretty good, Will. How are you doing? Not anything too crazy,
Not
isn't it?
not too crazy. No. Whenever you ask me that, I feel like I want to talk about the weather because it's so impactful. That's how I know I'm at least 30 years old.
So this
He's only
means
talking
that
about the weather.
New York hasn't had a fluctuation of cold ass weather and hot weather.
Actually,
That's what
today is
you're
going to be
implying.
like 75 or 80, and it was like 40 yesterday. So we're still fluctuating in the spring. But we've had some nice sun, which is really amazing. And growing up in Seattle, being deprived of sunlight constantly, it's great to get some good sun out there.
Yup.
How
That's
how have you been?
I've been fine, but I just want to say that that's the Will weather report coming in
Yeah,
on
our
hot
weekly
on
special.
the almost May, but no, I've been doing good. My lip is hurting right now. I just ate a pear and I don't know, maybe I bit into it too hard, but my lips have been
Hmm.
hurting. But
Is
overall, weeks.
it like a bite mark in your? Sorry to interrupt you, but is it? We gotta focus on this lip right now. Is it the outer part of your lip? Is it inside the lip? Is it a reaction? Is it a bite mark? Oh, it's like a little bump. You got a little bump on there, maybe.
No, nothing feels weird
No.
about it at all. It's just
Hmm.
maybe they were too dry and then they tore a little bit. But yeah, there's nothing
Oh.
I can't feel anything, but it's like inside. So I don't know if
Hmm.
it stings or something, but oh man, maybe I have to get some more expensive sting medication for my lips now.
Yeah.
And then meet my deductible and
Yeah.
but at the very least my eyes have been good. So I've been using the eye
Nice.
drops every morning, every night, and I've been blinking more. I've been looking out 20 feet away for a good amount of seconds. So my eyes have been feeling better, which thank God, because they were kind of
Less
dying the
headaches
past few
too.
weeks. Less
Like
headaches.
monitors are okay to look
It's not
at.
as blurry when I look at monitors now because I'm like actually just really just blinking all the time.
Nice, man.
And
I'm
I
happy to
find
hear
that
it.
when I'm blinking, it actually helps me snap back into reality. 'Cause sometimes I get really
Mm.
entrenched into like a game or a show, and then when I blink, I'm like, oh my God, where am I? Kind of
Mm-hmm.
thing. So yeah, just eyes have been good.
Perfect.
I
Eyes are
felt
good.
Yeah, I
Lips are
filed my
okay.
taxes. Taxes are due
Nice,
Wednesday.
man. Yeah, it's the 15th, right?
Yep, April 15th, tax day. This
Get
is the
those
latest I've
taxes
ever done
done.
taxes, dude. I usually do them a month or maybe 2 weeks before, but I guess I just delayed them.
Yeah, I still have to do mine actually. I haven't done mine this year
Why haven't
yet.
you
I
done your
usually also do it
taxes?
earlier. Just haven't gotten around to it. I just don't really care.
I mean, there's not much
Don't
for you
know.
to do, right? Since you haven't, you know, been.
Yeah, I worked for 3 months last year, and then I've also had like this teaching gig, but there's not a lot of money. I think I'll probably get money back because when they withheld money, it was as if I was gonna make that for the whole year, even though I didn't.
Ah,
And so my total income is lower. The tax bracket is different. So I probably yeah, we'll get some money back. I think in the past though, a motivation for me to file it early was I would get a lot more money back. And so I was always like, oh, let me file it really early because then I can use that money and put it in the market or something like that. But this time I probably don't think I'll get as much back, so less motivation maybe to do it.
yeah. The other thing I learned this recently with my tax this year is that I owe way more than my previous years because I was selling RSUs, and so that brought up my total income higher.
Yeah,
and and my company would withhold not as much for taxes as one might expect.
yeah,
So,
only a flat 20% usually.
yeah, so because they did that and then I had higher income and crossed a certain bracket, then I owe way more for my taxes this year, which I didn't anticipate, but it's good to know going forward.
When you sell stock too, you have to pay, at least for my company, because RSUs are called a restricted stock units for anybody who doesn't know. If you work for a large company, sometimes it's part of your compensation. I worked at Google for a while, so we would get Google stock, for example, and then when you get it, it will vest and that gets taxed. and they have a flat percentage. I used to make mine a lot higher. So that's why I got more money back in the past. That's the withholding. But then also, if you go to sell it, you have to still pay the capital gains, like the income difference from when it vested versus the price you sold it for. So that counts as additional income.
Yep.
So essentially, your income can be a lot higher than just your salary, which can make the
Yeah.
taxes go up.
Yeah, and then on your W-4 form, or at least like with your company, you can always try to change how much they withhold or ask them to withhold a little bit
Yeah,
more
that's
throughout
what I
every
used to
paycheck that
do.
you have so that you minimize any surprises that you have when you file your taxes. So that's
Yeah,
another thing I learned. But
I
I
think
guess one of the drawbacks with that is that it kind of just depends on how you use that extra money. If they're not withholding it, do you put it in the market? If that gets you more gains than say like the IRX putting a little tax on you because you're withholding not as much, which I think is very low. It's like 2 or 3% or whatever. But
it depends on if you want
just
to use the money
depends.
now or later. I think for me, it's just I always just hated the concept of having to pay when I did my taxes, and it made me less motivated to do it. And it was just like, ugh, it was such a drag when you owe money. So it's like really stupid because it's probably not the most financially like maximized way. But I was like, I'll up that withholding just to make sure I get a nice little chunk back and to motivate me to do this IRS work. And so I'm not dreading it.
Yeah.
But even though I know some, like my parents, for example, they're self-employed, so they pay a fat tax bill every year because they manage it all themselves. Like, you
Well,
know how if you work for a company, they withhold some of it, right, for the government, for your taxes. If you're self-employed, you don't, like, there's no company to withhold it. So you do it all yourself. So for them, their tax bills were fat. They would pretty much pay all their taxes on tax day. But they gotta, have access to all that money so they can do whatever they want. So somebody who's in that position could put it all in the market, and if the market does well, nice. You made some money off of the money you would have given to the IRS. So it can be very beneficial. You can also lose it. If you put it in the market, you lose it. Maybe it's better if the IRS held it for you.
yeah, and then you
So
don't have enough money to pay the IRS when the tax bill comes.
that's a thing. And people sell stock all the time to cover taxes. Yeah. Anyway, get your taxes done. That's coming up. Good
Get
on
your
you, Alan,
taxes
for
done.
doing it.
Yeah. I noticed this other thing recently where YouTube Premium increased their monthly and annual charges. So I
Oh, did
think
they really?
yeah, it went from 13.99 a month to I think now it's 15.99 a month.
A
Uh,
little $2 jump.
yeah, and it's the last time they increased it was in 2023. And this kind of just follows up a bunch of other subscription price increases from the Netflixes, the Hulus, the Disneys. Just like everyone's always increasing prices. So when you look at these prices, they're like, okay, for the next year, it'll be this price, but you could probably expect that they'll be higher in the future years.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's all about the profits for the shareholders, right? And inflation's been going crazy, so you gotta always get that profit number up.
Yeah, the only ones
Yeah.
I'll still pay for are Crunchyroll because I still watch a good amount of anime, and then YouTube. I think YouTube is my most valuable subscription service just because of the
Hmm.
diversity of all the content, and even just like
I mean,
making videos.
it's not like Crunchyroll or Netflix, because in YouTube, you're not paying for access to the videos. You're paying for it being ad free, right? You get some other benefits. I know I like to watch videos a lot, just the audio, and so I can turn my phone off and listen. That's also, I think, a premium feature. I also have YouTube Premium.
Yeah, the fact that background play is gated behind premium is kind of ridiculous. Where if you're
It's just to
playing
make
your YouTube
money.
video and then
Yeah.
you lock your phone, then it stops playing. If you don't
Yeah.
have premium, it's so
It's
ridiculous.
funny because like the technology's there. They're just gating it behind premium.
Yeah, because
But
it was working before, like when they first
oh, did they? And
introduced.
then yeah, that's like
Yeah,
flat, dude. Shareholder value, dog. Gotta increase that.
yeah.
I'm curious. You said it went from 12 or 13.99 to 15.99 for YouTube Premium. My girlfriend and I and like some friends. We have a family plan for YouTube Premium. Did it say what the cost change on that was?
On the
We do
family
it by the
plan,
year. Yeah.
that plan is good. It's going from 22.99 to 26.99, so it's increasing by $4.
Per month.
Yeah,
Do they
yeah,
have a
per month.
yearly, like an annual plan though?
Yeah, they tend to. I have the annual plan for YouTube Premium.
Yeah, okay. There's no annual one for the family. I didn't understand that. It's only for
Oh,
individuals. Okay. So yeah, we have 5 family members, and now you're right. It went up to 26.99, so $27 for 5 people. Yeah. Hmm. Damn. That's how it goes.
that's how it goes. The family plan's a good deal. So,
Yeah, I think a lot of the stuff, dude. Nintendo. We have a family. I think you're in the family plan for us, right? Are you in
yeah,
my
that's right.
family?
For the no,
Yeah,
I was, and then I opened
for our
my own.
Switch. You had your own, yeah. But family
Yeah.
plans, like my Spotify's on a family plan with my family. I think of like Prime. I think somehow family plans are the way to go. Just get some homies together.
Yeah, I mean,
If you
yeah,
don't, if
like
you
you
don't have a
said, this
family.
is pleasing the shareholders because these are established companies, right? And they're funded by the shareholders, so they have to please them. But
Well, yeah, I mean they're financially obligated
yeah,
to, like, it's all for the shareholders, which is, again, if you have a 401k or you have any stocks or mutual funds, you probably have shares of Google. You probably have shares of Netflix. They're huge, so you are also a shareholder generally.
yeah.
How it goes.
Yeah, but this is different from like startups and stuff because you don't really have like the focus is more on growth, right? Rather than profit and revenue.
I think it depends on the company. I think like tech stocks, for example, tech I think has always been very growth focused, right? Increase the revenue. I think some other companies are very profit focused, and I think like the bigger, older ones, it's all about just getting as lean as possible.
Hmm.
I think it just depends on the company. I think tech though in general is both. I think it was a huge movement to profitability and just trying to maximize profit. Also, they started paying dividends. I know a lot of the tech companies, so I think that influences the profit numbers.
Yeah, under the capitalism, you kind of have to if you're going to
That's the goal
be
of
like
everything,
surviving.
man.
So,
Yeah,
hey, you've been
it's
involved
crazy.
in some of the angel investor stuff.
Yeah, I would
Yeah,
love to
in
talk
some of
about
that
that.
startup life. I'm curious.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
yeah. Let me speak a little bit on this. So, a buddy of mine recommended this program in Seattle where both Alan and I are from. You join up with other angel investors. I think we had about 30. Everyone puts some money in, and then we start with 80 companies. And over the course of 3 months, those 80 companies goes down to one. So we choose a winner out of all those companies. And that winner gets a fat check from all of us. And we decide as a group of 30 who wins. Kind of like American Idol. And it's over the course of 3 months. Every week we would discuss for 2 or 3 hours and we would narrow it down from 80 companies to 24 companies to 12 companies and so on. Um, it was super insightful. You write this check, everybody puts money in, and all like that huge check goes into the company. That was in Seattle. One thing I really did not like is it was a remote process, right? Because I don't live in Seattle. There were some like in-person events, but it was all remote, and it was kind of hard with the time difference too. Like it started at 6 p.m. Seattle time, which is 9 p.m. Eastern time, and sometimes we'd be on the meeting for 3 hours, deliberating and discussing and yelling at each other and trying to get our company we'd like to win.
Dude,
So
I
it was
remember you
exhausting.
were doing this in Japan as well. Like you were
Yeah, and
operating
then
at
waking up
like
like 3 a.m.
yeah,
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
obscure hours. Even when we were on the road, you were like, "Oh, I got to do my
That's right. I took
angel
one of the meetings on
investors
the
meeting."
road. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was really insightful. I enjoyed it a lot. I think I learned a shit ton because it's hard, I think, to find this information sometimes compared to like the public and like public markets and public stocks. The startup system is kind of hidden, and so I feel like it's pretty niche. So it was a good chance to learn about it. I then joined a group in New York now, in New York City, where I'm also trying to do the same thing. But the rant I have, one of the negative things I've learned is like a lot of them charge like these membership fees. And they charge this thing
Mm.
too where the standard thing they took it from hedge funds. And VCs do this. Venture capitalists do this too if you invest with them. It's called the 2 and 20 rule. So, 2 and 20 meaning 2% of the money managed that they get to have, that's their fee,
Okay.
and 20%,
Funny.
called the carry usually, 20% of the profit the investment makes, the firm gets to keep.
Oh, wow.
So, angel investing is very risky, right? However, there have been like some data points. If you invest into 20 to 25 companies, you on average get about what the stock market returns, like 5 to 7% a year on average. But you need that diversity, right? 20, 25 companies, because in the startup world, one company could do really, really well, which is very rare, but most of them are going to fail. That's the reality of it. Most of them are going to lose that money, and that's okay. That's why you diversify. However, that 5 to 7% that I was talking about of your average returns, that does not include all these fees that these angel investment groups charge. They're membership fees. They take a chunk of the profit. Sometimes every investment check you want to write to a company, they charge. And the reason these angel investment groups exist is most companies will take a minimum of $25,000 as an angel investment check.
Damn.
A lot of people, that's too much. If you want to have, invest into 20 companies, that's a lot of money.
Yep.
So you see these groups that come together where people invest a little bit less, maybe 1,000, 5,000, and you just group people up and you kind of form an organization, and that's how you invest with these other angel investors. Sometimes they call it like an angel syndicate. But this is what I was talking about, where that syndicate, they actually run it as a business sometimes, where the one in New York City, for example, it's a $3,500 membership just to join the group. On every investment you make, they use some other provider called AngelList. AngelList takes a fee of that investment you put in at the time of putting it in, like 2% or something. I put $1,000 in, they take 20. And if the company does make money, they take 20% of that profit.
Oh my God.
And it's just insane because it's like you can't get the same returns you would as the market. It's just they make so much money off of people like me who want to join and get involved and learn. And so that part I think is kind of sad. And that's something I don't like. It kind of sucks. And I learned recently, they have referral bonuses. You refer a friend, they'll knock $1,000 off your membership. And when I saw that, I'm just like, this is so like crazy. They like make money by just getting more people.
More people, yeah.
It's like a pyramid scheme. It's like the more people, like they're making more money. And this is the craziest part, in my opinion. The group I'm a part of, it's called Angel Squad. And also everything I say here too, it's like, look it up, do your own research. These are my thoughts. It's this group called Angel Squad. It's part of a venture capital firm called the Hustle Fund.
The
way it works is the Hustle Fund, they get a lot of people that come in, and they're a venture capital fund, and they invest very early in companies, and they write them a check. Then what they do is, if a company makes it, they get a check from the Hustle Fund. The Hustle Fund then funnels them into this Angel Squad group, where angel investors like me or anybody who joins can choose to donate anything, or not donate, sorry, but invest from like $1,000 to $10,000. I learned that, the Hustle Fund is a venture capital fund where they take that 2 and 20 thing I talked before. That's how the VCs make money. I learned that their Angel Squad section, because the parent company owns both, the VC Hustle Fund and this Angel Squad.
Oh, God.
I learned that the parent company makes more revenue and more money from the Angel Squad memberships. That's their main driver of revenue. They make all their money off of the membership fees that the angels pay. Not the venture capital firm. That doesn't make as much money. It's the Angel Squad memberships. And this blew my mind. It's like they're profiting mainly off of these angels they get in. That's why they have referrals. That's why they want to get as many members as possible. They don't, like, in my opinion, they might help, you might learn a lot, but they don't care as much about the individual angel investor. They just want that membership. Which contrasts the group in Seattle. That group was very focused. We would have these, 3 hours a week of meetings for 3 months. A lot of time, a lot of learning. This group in New York City, they don't do any of that. They just send you an email list. Here are the companies you can invest in. There you go. If you want to do it, do it. I don't like that as much.
So there's like no community, like compared to the angel investors in Seattle.
They have like a group chat of a community. They do in-person events actually once a quarter usually. But there are benefits. And I'm talking a lot of shit because I'm new to this, but it just changed my mind a lot. Whereas the Seattle one was very in-depth. You spend a lot of time with these people. You build relationships, and so on. So that's my spiel.
The 2 and 20 thing's interesting because I was comparing it to real estate agents, how they get usually a 3% cut of the home sale, but then like in this 2 and 20, so they get 2% by default, just out of you being there, and then if the whatever profits are made, then it's like a huge 20% chunk. So there's probably like more incentive to there's just like a lot of money involved there to be made. Yeah. I guess like a lot of incentive there.
And some venture capital funds, I think that's where like a few of them do really well. Like some of them do really well, and even if after all the fees, people will 5x their money over the course of a few years, like 5 or 10 years. Angel investing is very, very long term. Also, I think VC stuff is pretty long term. But it's just like it's something that I'm learning about. I feel like there's not a lot of information out there, so it's been insightful for me to learn.
Yeah, I
Um,
hope it's not gambling, like, because I kind of look at this as, oh, maybe they're the house, and so they always win
yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
like
That's a great way to look.
if like most startups fail, like because they do,
Yeah,
right? Then having more members isn't going to change that aspect.
yeah.
Just because you have like one member versus like 10,000, like the startup's not really gonna care like how many,
No, no,
you know,
where the money comes from.
yeah. But
You're absolutely. I
then
mean, that's how hedge funds works too. You're exactly right, Alan. It's like hedge funds. A lot of them go bankrupt and stuff, and a lot of them it's just that money, that 2% management fee. If you get somebody to give you $100,000 to run in your hedge fund, you take 2 grand of that every year. Like you take that's such no matter how the fund does.
yeah, no
It's
matter
like
how it
silly.
does. So
Yeah,
like they always make constant money, whereas your money is it just fluctuates, and it's probably doing okay most of the time. But
yeah. One thing I really like, and this is gonna be the last thing I say with the angel investment stuff. I really like to see where that money goes because these companies who need money, early stages when you're angel investing, it almost always goes to people, to employees, and that's one thing I love. It's like I can put my money in a stock, right? But when I like give these companies money and I can see, oh, this money that I'm spending, instead of putting it in my Vanguard mutual fund, that is it for a huge company that just kind of makes it wealthier.
yep.
This money I give as an angel investor to a new company, they're going to use that directly to pay someone's salary. They're going to use that directly to give somebody a job. That part of it I really enjoy. I feel like I'm using that money that's just sitting in my bank account that I could invest but not really interact with it, just wait 30 years to actually like give somebody a job and to help other people. I think that part of it is really cool. So that's one
It's
thing I really
the
enjoy.
transparency of seeing where your money goes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like one of my
It's
favorite
cool.
things is I play on lichess.com or
Mm-hmm.
lichess.org for chess,
Mm-hmm.
and uh, they have a Google sheet. Like they're completely free. Like you don't have to pay anything, and they rely on donations and stuff to keep their servers running. But they
That's
have like a
awesome.
Google sheet that's very publicly available that lists out every cost of what it takes to maintain the site,
That's awesome.
as well as
Yeah.
salaries for like the main developer,
Yeah,
database
that's
maintenance and
great.
stuff. So like
Mm-hmm.
I see like, oh, the $5 a month that I pay for Lichess that goes directly into these
Isn't that
aspects.
awesome?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, that's
amazing.
cool.
It's cool seeing where your money goes instead of just someone being like, hey, donate to whatever, and then you never
Yeah.
know where your money goes.
Yeah, I think public companies do that too. They try to because you can read their investment reports, right? Like Netflix, for example, when they up that price, or Google with YouTube, when they up that premium price, you can kind of see that with their
Mm.
reports. But it's a lot more complicated than just having a spreadsheet on Lichess. That's awesome. I feel like it's more you're more incentivized to donate if you know exactly where it's going.
It's also
And I like
very
Lichess a
detailed.
lot.
I'll put a link on the
Yeah, that's
description of
cool.
this YouTube video podcast, but yeah, it's very very detailed.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah,
Yeah, I should also probably donate a little bit. I feel like I use Lichess a good amount.
yeah, I've been a Patreon since for a few
Hell
years
yeah.
now.
Good for you. And
But
that's also part of it too. I feel like if you provide a service that's like good and people use it, in terms of monetizing, like it used to be ads. I think we're gonna see more of a shift to like Patreon or subscriptions to things that you enjoy. I think that's a very nice way to make money if you have to.
yeah, Lichess is completely ad free as well. Like
I love
never
that.
seen
That's
an ad
awesome.
in my life there, and we'll never see an ad there. But but yeah, speaking of where your money goes, I've been watching the Cyclethon on Twitch for
Can you
this past
define that?
week.
I actually don't know what that is. Could you
Yeah,
just kind of
so
you said cycle? Yeah.
there's this streamer YouTuber called CDawgVA. So he's a Welsh dude that lives in Japan, and
Mm-hmm.
he's currently doing a 15-day cyclethon across from North Japan to South Japan, and he's
That's
live
cool.
streaming all of it. So like when he's on the road, when he's biking, when he's hanging out with people, just on his journey, everything's being live streamed. So around like 8 to 9 hours a day, just documenting the
Mm-hmm.
entire journey. And the goal of it is to raise money for the Immunodeficiency Foundation.
That's cool.
So yeah, the last year they raised $1 million, which is really cool.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
And then yeah, this is the fifth cyclethon. But
That's cool.
I like watching it. It's pretty nice just seeing like rural Japan. Reminds me of our trip when we biked across from Kyoto to
That's
Osaka.
one of the highlights for me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those
that's
kinds of
awesome.
things. And just, yeah, just the overall vibes. And it's one of the few things I donate to, like pretty explicitly because I think the cause is pretty cool and just overall the vibes. Uh,
That's
so
awesome.
yeah, I'd say it's been nice having it in the background, and like he'll bring in guests. So like for example, like, they have PewDiePie on right now. So
Mm.
because
Do
PewDiePie
this? Yeah.
lives in Japan as well.
Do they cycle together, or are they just like
Yeah, they
getting
cycle
coffee together?
together. Yeah,
That's
so it's
great.
usually like CDawgVA and abroad in Japan. Like they're like the two main cyclists, and then they bring on
Hmm.
guests that cycle with them.
Oh, that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
part of it. That's really cool. I like that idea.
Yeah, there was a day where it's super rainy and like super stormy, so you got
Yeah,
to see
yeah.
that and like them having to
Oh, they don't care.
work
They just
through
keep
all of that.
going.
Yeah, they because they have to keep
Wow.
going, so it's just like damn.
Are they biking along the coast usually, or do they go like through the
Yeah,
island? Where are they going
this year
normally?
there it's on the west side of Japan, like northwest by the water. So
Mm-hmm.
they're taking the edges. Like they won't go through Tokyo on this one. They're going like just north, so like Aomori, Niigata, that area.
That's awesome. That's cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
so
wanna do another bike ride. That'd be fun, like the one that we did.
yeah, it's been inspiring me to want to do more bike rides.
Yeah,
Just
dude, that's
and just
cool.
like across, not just like in the city, just like maybe across states or go abroad and get a bike and just go somewhere, man.
Yeah, dude. I feel like they're like the Swiss Alps would be really cool to do that in other parts of Europe. I lived in Taiwan for a little bit, and we got little scooters, but I've kind of gone all the way around Taiwan on one of those little mopeds they have, or most of it. Oh, so it's a pretty small island, so it's nice, but
You can do
it's
that
a
in a
fun
few
thing.
days, right? Around Taiwan.
Yeah, yeah. You can do it in a few days. It's small. Yeah,
Probably a lot of cool local foods and local people that you meet
that's
there,
the
and
vibe, dude. Is like you
there's
meet people. I think nowadays everyone's pretty scared of strangers, like especially in the U.S. I think with the media and stuff, people are scared. But if you just talk to somebody, most people are pretty cool and pretty chill, even if you can't speak the same language. Most people, I think, do genuinely try and help you and have a positive impact.
I
So
always
it's
think about
cool.
it doesn't matter what you say, it's about how you feel. It's about
Yeah.
how they make
Yes.
you feel, you know.
Yeah,
So
dude, for sure.
you don't need to speak each other's languages, but just the
No, dude.
communication comes through.
Pointing is a very powerful tool.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, dude. When you talk with somebody, yeah, pointing at things or if we're getting food in a foreign country, being able to point, very helpful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
hungry, things like that. But
Cool,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, do your taxes are I still haven't taken the light rail. I will still
Oh
update
yeah.
whenever
The Seattle Light
I
Rail.
take the two line in Seattle.
Dude, you gotta do it. You gotta do it this week for us, okay? And the viewers. We wanna know what it's like, Alan. We need an inside perspective.
Yeah, not that there's been any videos on it
I don't
documented at
trust I
all.
don't trust the internet. I need
Yeah, the
you.
media.
I trust you.
Yeah, don't trust the media. Only trust your
Can
friends. Only
you
trust people you know.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, dude. Awesome. I don't really have anything else. Any parting words, Alan, before we wrap it up?
Hashtag tax and
Just get those taxes done.
yeah, just get your taxes done because you don't want the IRS coming after your ass, man.
Yeah.
That's sus.
I mean, yeah,
So
you got a few more days. You can do it the day of too. I've definitely done it before on the 15th.
yeah,
You
when this
got, and you can
comes
always file an
out,
extension. You
this
can always
comes
file an
out
extension too.
day
The day before.
the day before.
Yeah.
So if you're listening to this, your taxes are done.
Hopefully. But like I said, you can file an extension. I think if you do an extension, they're doing like June. So that gives you some more time if you have to.
Yeah, and I think King County in Washington State, they're extending it too to the end of the month, apparently.
Oh, really? But
Yeah, which is interesting.
there is no income tax. I guess you can have other tax benefits like healthcare. But Washington State doesn't have income tax, so I'm sure they don't care as much. Yeah.
Oh, apparently it's due to severe storms and flooding. The IRS has extended
Mm.
tax deadline for Washington residents. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, for Washington Redskins. Oh, hey, so I guess we have time. And yeah, there's a lot of water and time in that statement we just said.
Yeah, dude.
So with that said, yeah, that was episode 19 of the Water and Time podcast. Thank you for joining Will and I, as usual. So we'll catch you all next time.